I'm Laura Ingraham. This is the Ingraham Angle from Washington tonight. Thanks for joining us. Crocodile tears. It's so sad. That's the focus of tonight's angle.
Republicans removed Congresswoman Ilhan Omar from the Foreign Affairs Committee. Another example of House Republicans putting the show ahead of any kind of policy agenda.
A blatant double standard is being applied here. And what is the difference between Rep. Omar and these members? Could it be the way that she looks?
It's a political stunt, and it is a disservice to the American people.
What a hideous miscarriage of justice. A majority power exercising influence over House committee assignments. Wow. And right on cue, squad members tried to outrage one another with their faux outrage. Wow, a striking vocal similarity.
The white supremacy happening is unbelievable. This is just a bunch of racist gaslighting. We all know it.
They turn Congress into a place of fear-mongering hate. I am so sorry, sis, that our country is failing you today through this chamber. You belong in that committee.
My voice will get louder and stronger, and my leadership will be celebrated around the world as it has been.
So utterly disingenuous, and yet so predictable. The party that presided over the weaponization of government agencies from the FBI to the EPA is suddenly crying foul? Then why? Because their committee position was actually put to a vote. How dare they be held accountable for their own toxic words and abysmal record? Well, naturally, their dog-eared scripts about racism and misogyny came in handy.
One of the disgusting legacies after 9/11 has been the targeting and racism against Muslim Americans throughout the United States of America, and this is an extension of that legacy. Consistency, there is nothing consistent with the Republican Party's continued attack except for the racism and incitement of violence against women of color in this body. Don't tell me this is about consistency. Don't tell me that this is about a condemnation of anti-Semitic remarks. This is about targeting women of color.
Now, talk about a double standard. When Republicans lose committee assignments, it's tough luck. When Democrats lose them and are put up to an actual vote, no less, it's Armageddon. But let's be blunt here. Omar lost her position on the Foreign Affairs Committee, not because she's a Muslim or wears a headscarf. She lost it because over the years, she's made a series of anti-Semitic comments. She wasn't treated unfairly. The newly elected House decided that they didn't want someone with her views involved in the oversight of U.S. foreign policy. She's free to serve on other committees, but she should not serve in this particular role, given her radical and anti-Semitic history. Yeah, I know she's made some apologies, but apparently they weren't convincing.
I certainly did not or was not aware that the word hypnotize was a trope. I wasn't aware of the fact that there are tropes about Jews and money. That has been a very enlightening part of this journey.
Oh, this journey. If Democrats want to make this an issue, well, they could try. But the notion that she was discriminated against because of her race or her religious background is laughable. We don't need to run through her old clips. We're all sick of hearing her and hearing them. The notion that the party of Adam Schiff and Nancy Pelosi have any leg to stand on to complain about any of this is absurd. They packed the Jan 6 committee with toadies and two Trump-hating Republicans, and they kicked Marjorie Taylor Greene off all committees because they didn't like her views. At the time, we warned Democrats they were setting a precedent that would come back to bite them. But they didn't listen. The GOP, though, was not doing this in a tit-for-tat moment, kicking Schiff and Swalwell off their Intel committee or Omar off her Foreign Affairs Committee. No, Republicans, by doing that, were being pragmatic.
You know Swalwell should not serve on the Intel. I'd love to take a show of hands here. How many believe, if you're a member of Congress, and the FBI says nothing, but the moment your leadership appoints you to the Intel Committee, the FBI comes knocking on the leadership's door and says, we have a problem. This person has a relationship with a Chinese spy. How many believe that that person should stay on Intel? Now, the chairman of the Intel Committee, Adam Schiff, I actually believe I helped him. Because what he did to the Intel Committee, he used that position as chairman, knowing classified information that others didn't, and he conveyed to the American public something that was not true to try to confuse them on a number of times.
Bingo. I got to tell you, McCarthy has deftly handled this so far. Well, the press, of course, came at him, teeth bared today. He hit back.
Tit for tat, retribution that your new majority is taking against a Democratic member of the House. Is this the message you want to send to voters?
No, and that's the clear part, how it's not tit for tat. So the Democrats in the last Congress removed Republican members from all committees. They even judged one Republican member not based upon what she had said as a member of Congress, but what she said prior to ever getting here. This is nothing like the last Congress where you never had an open rule. So I've had Democrats coming up to me telling me we're running it much better, especially the time allotment.
Now, lost in all the recent praise for Nancy Pelosi as a historic, brilliant speaker is the following. She made a huge mistake by giving these fringe fools those assignments on committees in the first place. Omar never should have been on her committee, but Pelosi moved to placate the squad on that and so many other issues, like putting metal detectors in Congress, the fences around the Capitol, radical climate policies. And in the end, that hard turn to the left was a major reason why they lost the majority. So the Democrats find themselves in an unenviable position, not because of systemic racism or political revenge. They're in this mess because they abused their position. They acted irresponsibly and vengefully, and they lied over and over again, including about January 6th. 2 nights ago, we heard this from NBC News.
The January 6th committee's final report was more than 800 pages, but some material did not make the cut, including much of its findings on the failures of federal law enforcement leading up to the attack.
The chief investigator of the January 6th committee says the government could have prevented it.
Law enforcement had a very direct role in contributing to really the failures, the security failures that led to the violence.
The law enforcement had a direct role, security failures that led to the violence? Excuse me? I love how kind of NBC acts like, okay, this is a one-day story. Nothing more to talk about. Pelosi and Schumer could have stopped January 6th before it started. They ignored all the warnings. Why? We ever going to get that question answered? Now, if a real Republican was actually on that January 6th committee, we would have heard about this months ago. But that's how the Democrats ran the House. Zero transparency, aided by a media that not only refused to hold them accountable, but actively ran cover for them. Well, those days are over. So buckle up, libs, and dry those crocodile tears. Republicans have 2 years' worth of questions that need answering. This is our House now, and that's The Angle.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.